Hey everyone, it's Talia here. Welcome back to another Watch Me Work on this channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how I do my glitter fades. I have found a really good technique for doing them to make them look like they transition really nice to the cuticle as well as transition really nice from the color that you're using. So let's jump in, let's get started. Let's see what her old set looked like. I liked this design. Did you like it?
Yeah, I like the clear one.
No casualties, but you've got some lifting in this guy, hey?
I do.
Probably from using your nails like tools and not jewels, right?
Or from painting your house.
Or that. That's probably more likely.
But they did good for how long they are, though.
They're super long. This is what, 5 weeks probably?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's snap these crystals off.
Which did really good, actually. I only lost one of them.
Your pearls did really good too. I love the pearls. When I remove Swarovski crystals, I go in with some clippers or some cuticle nippers and I just try and get around the crystals. If there's any really stubborn ones, I'll go in with my e-file after and file around them with my e-file and then go back in with my clippers and clip them off. Okay, so let's look at colors. I showed her all of the Fuzion ones. Yeah, the video is already up on this, so if you guys want to see the swatching of this, definitely go look at those. And these are the colors she picked. What the heck? I thought you picked that pink sparkle.
This one.
Okay, good.
You just didn't grab it.
I told her she's getting a glitter fade though, because I know people want to see how to do like a really nice glitter fade. So we're going to do glitter fade on some nails and then we'll do the colors on some other nails. But they are going to be really sparkly. I want to give you a really sparkly set. I like to chat about the different colors or designs that my clients might possibly want right at the beginning of the service. This way it gives me time to kind of think about and plan their design, especially if they're not specific on what they want. It gives me a lot of time to kind of think it over in my head as I'm doing the rest of the boring stuff before we get to the fun art and colors. Okay, so she is all prepped and ready to go here, and this is just spray paint. I can't get that out, so we'll cover it up with your color. I feel like there's like dust on your nails still. That is our color palette.
Did you want the purple one?
No, I think we'll just stick with the gray.
And then just put a stencil on it.
Yeah, I think we'll stamp it with black or something. That'll cover up that design. I keep thinking that this is dust, but I think it's just like your dry skin from lack of cuticle oil. So I've had a few requests from you guys to chat about how I use the Fuzion color gels. Now the older formula of the Fuzion color gels used to be significantly thicker than some of their newer launches. So this one here that I'm using is from the recent fall collection and it is more of a thinner viscosity, so it's a little bit easier to apply to the nails. Keep in mind that the Fuzion gels are meant to be embedded. When I say the Fuzion gels, I mean the Fuzion color gels, not the Fuzion paints. Fuzion paints you can use on top of a finished file nail, but these color gels are meant to be embedded. So when I'm applying them, what I'm doing is I'm putting a little bit of a blob kind of down closer to the cuticle, and then you can kind of push it into the cuticle to get nice and close, and then you can kind of float your brush to bring the color down. You don't really want to paint them on. You definitely want to make sure that you're doing more of a floating method. I also find if you're using like the older formula that was a bit thicker, I do the exact same thing, except you don't really want to judge it until after you have your gel layer on top of it because it kind of smooths everything out. And I also found that once the product is cured, it seemed to smooth it out too. So definitely don't judge the product when you're initially using it. Make sure you do like a full nail with it and see how it looks because it always looks a lot better after you've got your clear layer on it. To refine my cuticle work, I just go in with my Ugly Duckling Omni tool. This client, I've said it before in videos, but she neglects her at-home cuticle care, so her cuticles are not the best, and I've never been trained to cut cuticles before, so I don't feel comfortable cutting them. I do my best to prep them with like a skeever bit as well as like my fine sanding band, but a lot of the times I don't feel comfortable cutting it, so I'm sorry if that bugs any of you guys out there. I know I get comments on that sometimes, but I seriously just don't feel comfortable cutting her cuticles. So next I'm going in with this Fuzion color, which is called Work Bitch. And I'm putting this one on the pinkies as well as on the thumbnails. So for her ring fingers and her middle fingers, this is where I'm going to do the glitter fade. So first I'm starting out with this Fuzion color, which is called Girl Boss. It is super, super sparkly, but it doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of pigment to it. Typically, I like to use glitter gels at the free edge that have a lot of pigment to them and fade them down to a more I guess, natural sort of color. But in this case, I'm going to do something that'll kind of brighten this sparkle up a little bit and add a little bit more pop. So first you want to make sure that you're putting your glitter gel down, and then I'm going to take the end of my brush and kind of wipe it off a little bit into the pot and then fade it down towards her cuticles. You just want to do a light fade, almost like a little dusting here. So I'm going to dip my Ugly Duckling Omni tool just in a little bit of glitter, just so it has something for the loose glitter to adhere to. And then I'm going to dip my Omni tool into the loose glitter and drop it into the nail. I want the majority of the loose glitter sitting at the free edge with just a few little glitters kind of fading down closer to the cuticle. But mainly focus on having the chunky glitters close to the free edge there. The glitters that I'm using are just some glitters that I've had in my collection for a really long time. I can't even tell you guys like the brand or anything or where I got these from. They're just, I think it's called Rhombus, I don't know, whatever. That sort of glitter. That's the shape of them, and they're a holographic pink. Actually, I'm really glad we used that sparkle. The chunky ones, yeah. Once I get my gel on them, they're gonna look awesome.
That's cute.
Okay, let's go and fade this to your natural nail. This color from Fuzion that I'm using is called Glass Ceiling. It is the perfect color in my opinion for a glitter fade because it doesn't have too much pigment to it. It's just got a little kind of like almost like an icicle effect. So I take the majority of the glitter and I put it where the pink fade meets the natural nail, and then I fade it a little bit into itself, and then I fade it a little bit back into the natural nail. I'm going to show you guys one more time what I mean. So the majority of the product is sitting right where the pink meets the natural nail. Then I'm going to wipe off my brush a little bit and pull just a little bit of the product close to the natural nail, but you still want to leave some close to the cuticle. That way when the nail grows out, it's going to look a lot more natural. If any of your clients need to go an extended length of period of time with their nails, a glitter fade is perfect for it because it grows out so nice. Come like the 3 or 4 week time, your clients aren't even really going to notice so much the growth just because of the glitter fade detailing on it. One of my favorite things about glitter fades is how they look when you embed them in gel. So I'm going to go in with some of my Fuzion 5, which if you guys have kept up with any of my like haul videos or favorite videos lately, you'll know that the Fuzion 5 is like my favorite gel for my clients lately. I love the consistency of it. And in my later Watch Me works, the ones coming up in a few weeks, I'm going to show you guys a couple tips that I've learned over the last little bit about how to properly apply 5. Honestly, this right here that I'm showing you guys is not how I'm applying my 5 lately. Lately, I am going down with a slip layer first, so just a really thin layer of 5, and then I'm putting the ball of my product where I want my apex to be, and then dragging it down. And it's working amazingly well doing this technique. This one that I'm showing you in this video, I almost was like struggling with it a little bit, so I apologize for that, but definitely keep up with my Watch Me Works in the future because I'm going to show you guys a few more tips and tricks for working with a more thicker gel consistency. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to embed all of my products here. Like I said, the glitter fade looks amazing when you embed it. Those loose glitters that I added to the nails, they just really pop once you get that clear layer on top of them. I'll show you guys here because it looks so good with clear on top of it. So after I have put the clear layer on her nails, I'm just going to remove the dispersion layer and we're going to go in and do our finish filing. I always like to start off with my E-filing first. This way it kind of debulks the nails a little bit and gets nice and close to the cuticles. And then after I'm done that, I go in with my hand file and do any sort of refined work. If you guys want to see anything more about how I do my finish filing, definitely watch some of my previous Watch Me Works because I touch on it a little bit more. So after I'm done finish filing, I'm just going to remove all of the dust off of her nails. And I feel like with the glitter fade, one of the best things that looks really good with it is some Swarovski crystals. Now, the majority of my clients get Swarovski crystals. I love blinging out my clients' nails. And you guys are going to see here that I actually messed up on her pointer finger there. You can see that I definitely removed some of the color from embedding. So I'm going to show you how I fixed that with Swarovski crystals. If I was going to do crystals, maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll just do crystals up the side and that'll cover that up. When choosing my Swarovski crystals, I actually keep a wide variety of different colors in my collection, and I try and pick colors that'll pair with the design that I'm doing. So in this case, I want to use some pinks, I want to use some clears, and I want to use Crystal AB, which is a multicolored crystal and will go with so many different designs that you do in so many different colors. So these pink ones here are called Light Rose, and then these are just clear. And then the ones over to the left are the crystal ABs. I've had a couple of people ask why I keep all different sizes together and why I mix them. And for me, I use an abundance of different sizes in every single crystal design that I do. And I would rather have all of the sizes in one specific location instead of trying to have like a bunch of different pots on my table at one time. So the glue that I'm using in this video is from Light Elegance, and it's just their Light Elegance nail glue. It works really well for crystals. So I'm going to take my little pink micro swab, which you can just find on eBay. Just search pink micro swab or micro swab and it should come up. Now the size of crystal that I'm using on her pinky here is a 16 SS. Typically, if I'm going to do this design that I'm going to show you guys here, I like to use one really, really big one in the middle, and I find 16 SS or 12 SS works really well for it. And I always start with my largest Swarovski crystal first, and then I design around it using smaller ones. So the clear ones on the side there are SS9s, and then I'm going to go in with some AB ones that are my SS7s. I find that these sizes are what works really well for this kind of design. I'm also going to use some pink ones here and go in with some other SS9s and kind of fill in the gaps. And then I'm going to go in and use some of my SS5s as well. I completely lied. The ones on the side that are right beside the clears, those are SS5s, not SS7s. Sorry, guys. So just to complete this design, I'm going to go in with another one of my SS5s right on the tip. Whenever I'm doing sort of like a tapered square look or an almond shaped look or a pointy almond, I really like having my crystals kind of fade down like this. I think it just looks like jewelry on the nails and it matches the shape of the nails really well. So for this nail here, you guys can see that when I was finished filing her nail, I filed some of the color underneath. And I've had a lot of people ask what to do whenever you do that if you're embedding product. Now, one of the things that you can do is you can just go in with some of the gray gel, which is called Run the World from Fuzion. So you can go in with like a dotting tool and kind of clean up that area. But in this case, I was just kind of lazy and I figured that I could just cover it up with Swarovski crystals. So I'm taking a large crystal. This is an SS20, the light rose one there, and I'm putting that right in the middle. Then I'm going to go in with some of my SS9s and I'm going to take them all the way up the side. As I get closer to the free edge, I'm going to go in with some of my SS5s, and at the very tip, I'm going to go in with an SS3 that I have. And you guys will see that I'm alternating colors. I'm not really carrying, I don't have a pattern or a rhyme or reason as to the different patterns that I'm doing for the colors, but I really like the look of them when they're all like that. So after I'm done applying all the Swarovski crystals, I'm not going to do any stamping or anything on these set of nails. I just like the look of the glitter as well as the Swarovski crystals. I'm going to take some of my Accent Shine On, which I've actually really been liking as my top gloss lately. It's a tack-free finish and it is UV and LED curable, so it cures in 30 seconds in my Light Elegance hybrid lamp. So you want to make sure that you're never touching your Swarovski crystals with any sort of top gloss. What it's going to do is it's going to dull the finish on the Swarovski crystals. So I like to take a really small brush and go around the crystals closer to the cuticle and then make sure that I'm not touching my top gloss to the crystals when I'm working on them on the nail. This client desperately needed some cuticle oil attention, so I am just smothering her cuticles with this cuticle oil, which smells like cranberries. I love this stuff, and I love that this cuticle oil comes with a little dropper. I get this cuticle oil from Can West, and it comes in, I think, 3 different scents, but the cranberry one is my favorite. After I've put lotion on her, I'm going to go in with my Super Shine Finish Cleaner from LCN. I freaking love this stuff. I rave about it in any sort of watch me work that you guys watch me work on, or also any of my empties videos. I usually feature it in there too. So what this does is it removes any sort of oil or lotion that's on the nails and it brings back any sort of shine. I actually have retailed this to my clients before as well, and they can take it home with them and they can use it if they want to bring back shine to their nails or anything like that. Sometimes I like to play around with different backdrops, so in this case I was kind of seeing which ones I liked better for her, but we ended up settling on this really nice wood grain one. And these are just scrapbook papers that I get from Michaels. Thank you guys for watching another Watch Me Work. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you some tips and tricks for doing the perfect glitter fade on your clients. Like I said, a lot of times I like to use a more concentrated glitter right at the free edge. In this case, I used 2 kind of sheer glitters and I just added some chunkies to give a real pop. You can see once you get the clear layer on and you get them nice and finish filed, those chunky glitters just pop on the nails. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Make sure you're following me on all my social media. Bye!